What's up, gang? Are you guys going on vacation this year? You taking a road trip? Are you going by your local 10-minute oil change shop to get an oil change this year?
Yeah, bro.
If so, here are some facts that you might like to know about your local 10-minute oil change shop. Stick with me till the end, and I'll get you guys some tips on how to get some discounts on some of your services. Now, here are some ways that your local shop works. If it's a drive-through 10-minute oil change shop, they work on number of oil changes per day. They're not making a boatload of money off of the oil changes themselves. They're looking at additional services. That's engine air filter, cabin air filter, transmission services, radiator flushes, things of that nature. Anything other than the basic oil change itself.
What?
Shops have to do 25 to 60 cars per day to break even on labor, the product, keeping the lights on and overhead, all that good stuff.
Duh.
But where they make their profit is on the additional services. How much profit? I don't really know exact figures on that, but I know that they don't pay us any extra if we sell them or we don't sell them.
What the fuck?
Get commission. Most places. Some places will. But at our shop, which I can't tell you where I work, but yeah, we don't get commission. We have no incentive for selling any additional services. The only person in the shop that has incentives on how much people buy and all that would be the store manager, who gets a monthly bonus.
Seriously?
Quarterly bonus. And I'm sure the area managers end up probably get some kind of bonus based on performance as well. I really don't know. I'm not privy to that information. But we have a spill that we go through. All these services are based on the mileage of your vehicle and the manufacturer's recommendations. And believe it or not, 9 times out of 10, the person, at least at my shop, who is trying to sell you the stuff is really just trying to help you take care of your vehicle. We have no ulterior motives, even though some people think we do. We really don't. We're genuinely trying to help you. So if you're going to one of these oil change shops before you hit the road, alright, gang, I just recorded this whole video, and there's one other thing I really wanted to touch on that I almost forgot about. If you go to a 10-minute oil change shop and something goes wrong, say they didn't tighten up the oil filter all the way, which rarely happens, but it does happen. Or say the drain plug's not tight all the way, which again, rarely happens, but does happen. We have a process we have to follow for claims. If we did something that causes oil to leak out of your engine and it ruins your engine, we are at fault for that. But you must follow the procedure. They have procedures in place to fix this stuff, okay? So don't go out to the mechanic shop and have it fixed and pay for it and all that good stuff, because if you do that, legally, they don't have to pay for it. Because you couldn't prove that it happened. Number one, you couldn't prove it. And number two, you just threw money out the door. So we have to actually see it. We have to watch cameras. We have to do our own investigation before we pay out on this stuff. Okay? If we screw up, we don't mind paying it out. But we have to 100% confirm that it's our fault. So just remember that if something goes bad and you have to talk to the store manager and be like, hey, something ain't right. But also be open-minded. Sometimes you can have an oil change done. The next day, your AC cuts off and stops working. Random stuff like that happens a lot, but it's got nothing to do with your oil change. just to let you know.
Watch it, Boomer.
So yeah, I just wanted to cover that part of it real quick because that's something a lot of people don't really know about. To one of these oil change shops before you hit the road on your road trip, going to see family for the holidays. Here are some tips to help you get a little bit of a better deal. I know this is not going to work 100% of the time or at 100% of the stores. I just know from my personal experience, if I have someone who's cool to talk to or easy to talk to, you don't have to give them your whole life story. Just someone who doesn't, bark at you when you ask them a question. We get paid to do a service and go through these items because we're trying to educate you on your vehicle services. All we're doing is trying to help you out legitimately. I know most mechanic shops, you can't really say that. They're trying to make the most money off of you. And so this is why I don't fault you for thinking that we're trying to get you. Because most places really are, unfortunately. It saddens me to say that. Sometimes they take advantage of people. But we are truly not. If you ask me my opinion when I'm trying to sell you something, I will tell you whether if I were in your shoes, if I would do it or not. Yeah, so be cordial with them. Don't just pull in and roll up your window and hang out on the phone talking to whoever. That's very disrespectful and rude. Because we have to talk to you. We have to get your mileage. We have to check your lights. We have to do all this stuff. And the whole process is supposed to take about 12 minutes. That's what we shoot for. Unless you do have an additional service, that may take a little longer, as a battery replacement can take a little bit longer. I've seen cars in there for an hour getting, the radiator flush, transmission service, and a new battery all at once, along with their air filters, the cabin air filter, and engine air filter, all that good stuff.
Shit.
So there's nothing wrong with the services are going to take as much time as they have to, unfortunately. So be cordial. Don't be rude. Don't be rolling up the window while you're on your phone. I know some people do that. It's very tricky to get all the information that we have to gather during the service. And we have questions we have to ask you and all that good stuff. And you can just be like, well, I'm not interested in anything, but we still have to go through our thing. So there's still some questions that we are going to have to ask you no matter what.
Stop!
Pull up in there and park it and be like, oil change, and then jump out and run for the lobby. That doesn't work. Sometimes if you really need to go to like a place next door, we understand that kind of thing. But you still have to give us your phone number so we can call you when it's done. And we have to make sure that we have all the right information on the vehicle itself before you take off. And the person that's dealing with you should know 100%. But if I come across somebody who's nice, who's patient, a lot of people are on budgets nowadays because everything seems to be getting so expensive. I work with people. If they need a transmission service and they've been cool with me, they've not been combative or disrespectful, I'll give them 20% off. Now, we do have these coupons online. If you can find them, go ahead and bring those with you, obviously. But your best bet, if you need additional services done before you get out on the road, just be cool with them. And they'll give you discounts. All you gotta do is be like, yeah, I know I need to have that done. Can you do a little bit better on the price? Because we have a limit. We can't discount everything. We can only discount so much on each item. I think the max on radiators, transmission services, air filters, and cabin air filters is like 20%. Around there. We're not going to lose our job because of you.
Gotcha, bitch!
People in there try to bully me into giving them discounts. I'm like, bro, I'm not getting fired for you. This is how I make my living. So yeah, I just want to throw that out there. You know, your mileage is going to vary depending on who you're talking to, what kind of a day they've had. I've had some bad days where I did not want to talk to anybody, and my manager still threw me in there to greet guests and stuff and sell stuff, which I can't stand. I'm a hands-on guy. I love working on cars, which is why I started this channel to begin with. So I can actually show y'all how to work on stuff. It's obviously very small. I'm just getting started out. There's some other random things in my shorts and all that about food and weird stuff. I don't know why I even posted that, to be honest with you. But I'm just trying to feed my family at the end of the day, because working a normal job just isn't doing it anymore. So when the springtime, I'm going to try and start a lawn mowing business. Hopefully by then my health is back up to 100% and I can actually work. I just had a baby. So we're just trying to get things situated on the channel here. If you've made it this long, you're freaking awesome, and I appreciate you. Hit that like and subscribe. Thank y'all so much from the bottom of my heart.